It was 2 a.m. when my phone lit up on the nightstand. I wasn't really asleep, just lying there, staring at the ceiling for over an hour, trying not to look at the empty side of the bed, when her name appeared on the screen. Emily. A mix of relief and dread tightened in my chest. Her message was short. I lost track of time. That's it. No, sorry. No, be home soon. Just 6 words. Cold, distant. She was supposed to be at a co-worker's birthday dinner. Something last minute that popped up. I stared at the text, each word echoing in the dark like it didn't belong. My thumbs hovered over the keyboard. Finally, I typed slowly. With who? She didn't reply. 1 minute passed, then 2. I watched the typing dots appear, vanish, then reappear. My pulse raced. Eventually a message came. Don't start this now. I told you it's just work friends. I didn't answer. Instead, I sent another. Funny, I just saw your coworker Mark post a story. You're not in it. This time, no dots. Silence. A void where honesty should have been. I got out of bed, went to kitchen, poured a glass of water I didn't drink. The clock crept toward 2:07 a.m. The air felt heavy, like the house itself was waiting. At 2:10, headlights swept across the curtains. Tires screeched. The front door burst open. Emily stumbled in, breathless, hair messy, eyes wide with panic. Why are you awake? She snapped, voice too sharp for someone allegedly stuck in traffic. Why are you home like this? I asked quietly. She scanned the room as if expecting someone else to be there. Her purse was half unzipped, and a man's cologne drifted from it across the space between us. Not mine, not hers, she said quickly, reading my reaction. It's just perfume from the restaurant, she added, hurriedly pulling off her jacket. I repeated, skeptical. You said it was a co-worker's house. Her lips parted, and the silence that followed spoke louder than any excuse ever could. She walked past me toward the bedroom. I didn't follow, just stood there staring at the empty glass in my hand. By the time she returned, she was in her nightshirt, hair tied back neatly, calm on the surface, but her hands trembled. I didn't do anything wrong, she muttered, perching on the edge of the couch. You're paranoid, I said quietly. No argument yet. I just stared at the phone she left carelessly on the armrest. The screen lit up again, a notification from Zach where it previewed, Can't believe you left like that. Her eyes darted to mine. Don't, she said, snatching the phone. It's not what you think. But the tremor in her voice, the flush on her cheeks, said otherwise. I stood. Emily, I said slowly, you texted me at 2 a.m. that you lost track of time, and 10 minutes later, you come home like you've seen a ghost. Want to tell me why? Her voice cracked. Someone followed me, she said, on the surface. It almost sounded believable. Almost. But her shoes were spotless, no hint of panic or dirt. What street? Where? I pressed. She hesitated, eyes darting down, lips parting silently. That pause told me everything. She looked pale under the dim kitchen light. I don't remember the street, she said weakly. It happened fast. I nodded slowly, piecing together the inconsistencies. Emily had always been sharp with details, the kind of woman who remembered which aisle we bought our first coffee maker from. But now, she couldn't recall a street. Maybe, I said softly, you can show me tomorrow. Her eyes flickered, a flash of panic before she masked it with a tired smile. Can we not do this now? I'm exhausted. I didn't push. I watched her retreat down the hall toward the bedroom. Her phone buzzed faintly behind her. 1 message, then 2 more from Zach. I stayed awake long after she fell asleep, lost in my own thoughts. By morning, she was dressed for work, hair tied neatly, perfume heavier than usual. I might be late tonight, she said, avoiding my eyes. Team project running over deadline. I smiled faintly. Of course, you'll lose track of time again. The words hit harder than intended. She froze, forcing a laugh. Don't start, James. Later, while she was at work, I drove to the cafe near her office. Her car wasn't there. Neither was she. I waited 30 minutes, then an hour, Just as I was about to leave, I saw her across the street, stepping out of a hotel lobby with Zach. They weren't touching, but their closeness said more than any contact could. She laughed, head thrown back, that familiar, easy laugh that used to belong to me. I didn't confront her. Not yet. I wanted truth, not reaction. I drove home, planning. That night, when she returned, I acted normal. I made her favorite lasagna, extra cheesy. She looked surprised, almost guilty, but relieved. "Trying to make peace?" she asked. "Something like that," I said, smiling. After dinner, I asked her to sit with me. "I've been thinking about us." I began. "About trust." Her shoulders stiffened. "James, I told you." "I know," I interrupted gently. "You said it's just work. Maybe you'd like to see work from my perspective." I pulled out my phone and played a short video I had recorded earlier. Emily stepping out of the hotel, Zach beside her, the timestamp clear. Her hand flew to her mouth. "You followed me?" she whispered. I didn't answer. I just looked at her. Really looked. Silence stretched, then suffocating. "James," she finally whispered, tears welling. "It's not what it looks like. Please let me explain." I let out a bitter laugh. "You've been explaining for months, Emily. Different words. Same lies." She sobbed then, full, shaking tears that rattled her shoulders. For a brief second, I almost pitied her. But then I remembered the countless nights I'd waited for messages that never came. "Why?" I asked quietly. Was I not enough? Was our life too boring? Her gaze met mine, guilt turning to defiance. "You stopped seeing me, James. Buried yourself in work, in routine. I just want to feel alive again." I nodded. Her silence said it all. I stood, walked to the counter, placed my wedding ring there. "You know what's strange?" I said, voice steady. "When you texted me at 2 a.m., I thought you were in trouble. I didn't realize I was the one who'd been lost for years." She looked at me, red-eyed, tear-streaked. "What are you saying? I'm done keeping track of time for someone who stopped showing up long ago." She reached out, but I stepped back. Her sobs followed me to the door. Soft at first, then breaking into full cries that filled the empty house with regret. I stepped out into the night. Cold, clean air hit me. For the first time in months, maybe years, I wasn't waiting for a message that would never make sense. And then my phone buzzed once more, a single text from her. "Please come home."